Good evening. All right. What year is it? Oh, good. It's 2000. Phantom Menace on VHS. Jar Jar Binks, y'all. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000. Yeah. Sing it with me. Let me hear you. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000, yeah. All right. Not bad. Give it up for your host, Mark Hornback, the well Hungarian. Well, all right. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000, yeah. I'm gonna see you at the fun. What? Wash your jeans, bring your notebook, bring your jokes. We got a microphone at the phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000.
Oh, what did I do? Yeah, everybody, welcome to Fun Simulation 2000. This is our dancer Ian. He's putting the hot in the hot spot of the Dakotas where he's from. I'm pretty sure he has COVID this week. Finally, we did it. We gave Ian COVID. He really does not look too good, people. He does not look great, but thank you, Ian. Save your energy for your set. This is gonna be great. We got a lot of comics. So many comics that going up early because they're in between shows or they're doing shows. They're on booked shows. I just want to point out that doing Fun Simulation is the key to getting booked on other virtual shows. They got booked from our show. That's what I'm saying. This is the only reason anyone gets from Fun Simulation. We do it. We are star makers. It should be the star makers, Mike. That's what we are. I know it's watching at home is typically my mom and my aunt and my uncle, and they are talent bookers. That's what they are. They are talent bookers. So this is why I put this on. They pay me every week to put this on so they could see the hot talent from across the country and world people. This is going to be great. No, we got a special treat too. I'll wait till I introduce him, but we got a special treat as well. I'll get there in a minute. But this week, how's everybody doing? Everybody holding up? Everybody doing okay? I'm going to go to a grid view. I never do this. Look at these are all the people going up. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This guy is Freddie Mercury over on the lower right-hand corner. People are waving. They're on their couch. You have virtual backgrounds, family portraits. Ying just joined us. Awesome. This is going to be great. I had an interesting week. I had to go through 10 hours of inclusivity training in a virtual session for my job. I feel like I deserve it for running a fucking Zoom mic for the last 6 months. Like I earned it. The only person that was there that deserved it. I needed to go through that. It was great. But it was similar to a Zoom mic. It was really close. There was like some lady literally finished talking and said, and if you want to hear more about that, you could check. Thank you for listening to a shortened version of my TED Talk. But she wasn't lying. She actually did do a TED Talk, and most comedians just use that as a bit for when they go on a rant. But this was a lady that really did a TED Talk. It was great. It was really good. We had to do the section where they put up 50 different sentences, and all the men on the call had to go on camera and pick a sentence and say it to the rest of the people, to the rest of the women or non-binary people on the call. And all the sentences started out with like, as a man, I never have to. And then it was like a statement like, worry about being assaulted on the way to my car if I stay late at work, or like worried about like my coworker being weird if we go on a work trip. And it was awesome because that was also just an open mic. It was basically just an open mic with no punchlines, just all setups, which is also very much like an open mic. I actually had to turn off my camera because I was laughing too hard, and I also booked a couple guys from it. Just please say these sentences and you're golden. You are great. Oh God, this is gonna be so bad. It was a really good set. Everybody, it was basically the fastest minute when all the women left. Okay, we're gonna start this. I don't care. We're just gonna start this out. This is gonna be really exciting. Our first comedian coming up. Please welcome to this virtual stage that I'm running here. Where is he? Oh, there. Please welcome Iggy Love Sky.
Hello, hello, hello. Give me some jazz hands if you can hear me. What's up, Laura? What's up, Ben? We got Pat, Martin, Dan, Gary. What's going on from Oakland? What's up? What's up? Ben, where are you from? Where are you beaming in from?
I'm in Illinois currently.
You're in Illinois. I see. Middle America kind of freaks me out a little bit because I live by the ocean right now. I run these Airbnbs that are like right on a cliff, Mexico by the ocean. And my job is basically to keep rich white people from middle America, like Illinois, from dying. Because they don't understand that the ocean is not a lake. They come out here and they do all this crazy stuff. Like they'll go cliff diving, they'll go snorkeling with like sharks. You know, they get white girl wasted and like fall in the fire. And it's a thing. It is a thing, Laura. Like and so that's why, like, when I see vans of white people come down here, I get like super anxious because like I know one of them is gonna die, and like nothing puts me at ease. Like I wish, like Gary, you see, like when black folk come to the property, they're amazing. They just hang out on the balcony, drink rosé, and watch white people die. Like it is so much easier with that. So I want to see. We have some beautiful people here. Jazz hands if you've ever dated someone who's way too hot for you. Oh my Lord. Like it is insane. Like, do you know, how many times do you just kind of like throw up in your mouth when they start talking, but you're like, like I dated this crazy hot guy and he's from Iran. And I told him, baby, you're Asian. And he was like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, honey, Iran is in Asia. He's like, I don't believe you. I'm going to use the Google. Okay. So he Googles it and he's like, fuck off. Just, and he like had this meltdown. And I was like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, just keep it a secret. I'm like, you want me to keep it a secret that Iran is in Asia? Oh my gosh. It was just like so many things. Like, oh, I remember one time we were having sexy time. And my pet peeve is if we're having sexy time, don't talk about tertiary topics. And he looked at me and he's like, what's tertiary? And his hands were full, so we didn't Google it, but I was like, primary, secondary, tertiary. And he looks at me and he's like, why didn't you just tell me it was a color? What we do for that aubergine emoticon. Jesus Louises. What was my other favorite one? Like I used to live in West Hollywood, which is like the gay epicenter. And we'd go out and he'd be like, baby, it's time you get your summer body. I'm like, we're at Thanksgiving dinner. And he's like, yeah, but we live west of La Brea. For those of you who understand LA, it's like all the like pretty gay boys live on the west side and all of the like lesbians live on the east side. Like you can't find a Home Depot on the west side of Los Angeles. They're all on the east side with the U-Haul like rental trucks. It's intense. It's intense. Oh, so I take this very, very sexy, handsome guy down to Mexico to go glamping. And we're driving towards the border and he starts to cry. And I'm like, baby, what's wrong? And he's like, I left my makeup bag at home. And I'm like, I became gay so I don't have to deal with this crap. And he looks at me and he's like, you don't understand. You've never seen my morning face. Ladies know what this morning face is. It's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm dating like a 60s Stepford wife. And so we crossed the border and I'm like, just what do you need? And he's like, can we stop at the Neiman Marcus in Tijuana? I need my Bobby Brown bronzer. I didn't know what it was. I thought it came with like Whitney powder, but no. It's some makeup. Anyways, guys, this is my time. Thank you so much. Make sure you pack your Bobby Brown bronzer if you're going to Mexico with your 5-star high maintenance girl. I love you guys for setting this room up for everybody.
Woohoo!
Happy holidays.
Thank you, Iggy Love Sky. I like when you made people wave their hands if they had, dated somebody that was way too attractive for them. And if anyone was like unsure, you know if you have it because people will just tell you. That's the one thing that people have no problem just telling you that to your face. So if nobody's ever told you that, then it hasn't happened. That's the one thing I'll say about that. I forgot in our theme song to thank Kevin Nicole, the musician that recorded that for us. He's doing a fundraiser for a place called Katie's Kids right now, concurrently to this mic. And Liars Club does an annual telethon for it. So you can check that out after this or later on. I made a donation. It's a good charity that provides activities and entertainment for disabled children in Chicago. So it's really cool. Go check it out. They have some celebrities and some comedians on there as well. Well, I'm excited for our next comedian. I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction because he's got an album coming out, Nick and Sheila's Kid, comedy album coming out December 22nd. I'm very excited. I just want to say that my laugh is featured on this album. I have no part in the album except I was there when it was recorded and I laughed a lot. So I don't know if I have any credit in the liner notes or anything, but I should. Maybe you could tell me if I do. All the people that were there should have their name on it. I'm just kidding. I'm really excited. You probably haven't seen him in a hot minute, but oh my God, his face is disappearing every time I see him. I'm gonna have to go dig him out soon. But no, go buy his album, Nick and Sheila's Kid. For Cheeks of Us.
Oh my God, hello. Yo. It's good to be back at the Fun Simulation. It's good to have my set recorded on the YouTube and Twitch fear forever. I love it. All those Fun Simulations are still out there. I love it. It's cool. It's good to be back. I've been away for a little bit. I'm dabbling in. I'm actually, no joke. I'm volunteering to be Santa Claus, you guys. Yeah, I'm doing COVID safe Santa Claus. Yeah, but of course, I look like this, so I'm United Nations Santa Claus, you guys. You got to mix that up. Yeah, United Nations. He doesn't take milk and cookies. He just accepts Lexapro. That's what he needs for his digestion. It's important. I found that my Santa Claus voice, because I got a fucked up voice right now, if you can hear, but I try to mix it up and I try to do the Santa Claus voice. And I realized I can do like a ho, 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 which basically sounds like Richard Nixon doing Santa Claus. That's what I sound like, you guys. I sound like Richard Nixon meets Lorne Michaels doing Santa Claus. It's like, yeah, when Mike Myers was there, and a ho, ho, ho. And we put the show on not because it's Saturday, but because it's 10:30 at night. Ho, ho, ho. And Adam Sandler was great back in the day. Yeah. And Paul, Paul McCartney, he was great. Why am I doing that? No one cares. All right. Also, big ups to all of you for keeping your cameras on. We actually have a good average today, Mark, because usually the Fun Simulation average is 75% comics off camera, 25% on. So this is a good average. So good on yourselves for supporting live comedy. Give it up. That's awesome. Yeah, keep your cameras on. Don't be like half the fucking people who join this mic and then come on, do their set, and then get off right off camera. Yeah, they're doing that right now. Iggy Lovesky. Iggy Lovesky, you look like you have like a bucket list where you just try to fuck every woman of a different race. Person, excuse me. Yeah, a gay guy. So like it's so individual. Let's I had to do a show. Iggy, you'd like this. I had to do a show one time, and it was at a progressive club, if you will. And I did my voice like, I do this. And then there was like judging after the show. So there was a individual judging like, yeah, you need to change your voice. So I went, baby, I was born this way, and it tore the roof off the place. It was great. Look up Sidetracks in Chicago if you're ever in Chicago. It is great. Well, yeah, this is good. It's good to be here. Holidays are coming up. It's interesting because I've had I think since the last time I got to do Fun Simulation, I've lost 3 different people. Yeah, this is the serious part of the set. I've lost 3 different people in my life. One of them was my uncle Scott, who he's actually he used to call houses and pretend to be Santa Claus. So that's actually where I got this idea to volunteer to pretend to be Santa Claus. I'm trying to honor Uncle Scott's memory, and I was thinking about the last time I saw Uncle Scott was pre-pandemic. He's a North Dakota hippie. Big up to North Dakota hippies, and he used to call our house. Thank you, scattered applause. He used to call our house while he was like vaping and all that shit is popular now. But back in the day, he was the original, like, I'm just gonna suck on a USB key and get high off that shit. And he was that dude. He was that dude who would suck on USB keys and call our house and pretend to be Santa Claus. He did this when I was 21 years old. I didn't even believe in Santa Claus anymore. But I was, you know what? Uncle Scott needs this right now. He's sucking on USB keys. So big ups to him. I believed in Santa Claus for him, and I'm gonna leave you on the line. Well, I'll leave you if that works. I'll leave. I don't want to run the light here. Mark's a good dude. Mark's also given me, side note to Mark Hornbeck, this man has provided me 3 different day jobs. So give it up to his generosity, you guys. He loves to hire comedians. He's very generous. Win the day, hashtag win the day, all that good shit. The last time I saw Uncle Scott, it was in Oakland, California. Somehow he migrated from North Dakota to Oakland, California. Along the way of his drive, he ended up 127 hours in his arm in a rock somewhere, but he got out somehow. So big ups to him. He didn't have to saw his arm off or anything. Got his full arm. He ended up in Oakland. I was doing a show in Oakland, and I met him up. It was in November, and I was like, "Hey, Uncle Scott, I know you're not doing so well, so let me buy you lunch." Bought him lunch, and then I told him that, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, you used to call my house and pretend to be Santa Claus. And even though I didn't believe in Santa Claus, I appreciated that shit because you instilled a sense of the holidays in this Hindu kid who doesn't even believe in Hinduism properly. You instilled it in him. Like, imagine trying to like it's one thing if you don't believe in Jesus. I don't have to believe in like 10,000 different gods. There's so many gods, you guys, that I'm not even sure I believe in. So it's great. But I told him that thank you for instilling the sense of the holidays. And so he looked at me, and I could see the hope build into his eyes, and I saw his face light up like a Christmas tree. And then he reached into his back pocket, which is never a good sign, folks, when a disheveled white man in Oakland, California reaches into his back pocket. Nothing good comes out of that back pocket because he pulls out a bag of cocaine, y'all. And I have a choice. Do I do cocaine with Santa Claus? Well, guess what? It's going to be a white Christmas indeed, you guys. Hell fucking yeah. And also, for the first time ever, Mark and everybody, I am using a microphone that is plugged into the fucking computer, which is breaking my great streak here at Fun Simulation. I'm using a plugged-in microphone. This is fucking progress, you guys. I'm coming up in the world. I got a ring light. Get the album, and good night, everybody.
Thank you for that is a very 70s microphone. That looks like some like 70s you're going out and interviewing people that saw Kennedy get shot or something like that.
Zapruder Films, yeah.
That was that is the same sound fidelity as
it looks like the remote control for vibrating underwear. That's what it looks like.
Gonna keep that on there so everyone could see it. Thank you for Teak Buy's album, December 22nd, Nick and Sheila's Kid. Named after his parents. I met them at the recording too for the first time. That was really fun. Great family support to come out and do that. We're gonna keep rolling though. We're gonna go visit another Chicago comedy powerhouse, hard hitter, super spreader of laughs, Laura Hogg.
Stop fucking calling me that. Yeah. Oh, it's great to be here. I'm you know what? I'm spending so much time in the house and I have all these clothes. I don't get to go into the office anymore, and I used to love to dress to go to work. I'm really into fashion. I probably would have gone into fashion design had I not gone into nothing. I'm disappointed, I don't get to wear as clothes as often as I do. I'm just in the same yoga pants or whatever. But you know what? Today I was going to the club, or as I call it, Trader Joe's, and I'm like, I'm dressing up. I always put makeup on though. It doesn't matter. I've always worn a lot of makeup since I was a baby. I don't feel sexy unless I look like a cake at a whore's birthday party. So yeah, I'm sorry, an empowered sex worker's birthday party. But yeah. So I spruced it up, and I went outside, and this kind of cute Polish guy was giving me the hairy eyeball. And I was like, all right, mission accomplished. I know he was Polish because he was holding a caulking gun and wasn't Hispanic. So so I'm still trying to put in what effort I can, right? Like, I've been trying to I keep trimming my bangs and, but I stopped, I used to color my hair. I used to highlight it and I used to lighten it. Right. And then I stopped because I'm like, why should I pay for a service the Grim Reaper is doing for free? Like that's a gray hair joke. Okay. Nobody fucking gets it. Yeah, I was thinking about my hair when I was little, and I always wanted to have feathered hair like Farrah Fawcett had. If anybody's ever seen Farrah Fawcett, she was my hair crush, when I was a little kid. But really, feathered hair on anybody who's not Farrah Fawcett just looked like two wings on the side of your head, like gripping you, telling you there's something really important you need to know. But that was the hairstyle in the 70s. You went for Farrah, but I always ended up looking like Sean Cassidy. So, but mom's like, you're not wearing feathered hair. And I'm like, why not? And she's like, because only the bad girls in this neighborhood wear feathered hair, like, well, you moved us to a bad neighborhood. They don't make any other kind here. But she meant like the girls that would cuss and smoke and make out with boys, right? And so she made me wear my hair long and straight, like Little House on the Prairie. So what ended up happening though is that I ended up cussing and smoking and making out with boys, only I did it with Little House on the Prairie hair. I was a real Laura Ingalls Gone Wilder. You for that. I have a lot of clothes from the office designer Eileen Fisher, which maybe 3 of you in this open mic might know who that is, but you've probably seen your mom if your mom is smart. You've probably seen your mom in Eileen Fisher. But if you don't know what Thank You Eileen Fisher looks like, you don't ever want to dress to head to toe in her clothes. Otherwise, you'll spend the whole day telling people, no, I don't know where the pottery class is being held. But my favorite fashion designers are the Kardashian sisters because everything in their collection was made out of bathing suit material. And they know the woman they designed for could get hosed down at any minute. So, Laura Hug, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Laura Hogg. I promise I will stop introducing you that way. I'm retiring that.
Don't do it. Keep doing. Just be you.
Okay, I feel bad. I don't want to start rumors. Like I feel like it could eventually stop you from getting booked in person. Where I'm like, she's a super spreader and she has strong feelings on that vaccine.
Yeah, you can. They don't stick after the age of 35. Rumors don't stick. So say whatever the fuck you want.
There we go. Thank you, Laura. One more time for Laura. The caulking gun. The caulking gun joke. I've heard it before. I love it. I have repeated that to friends of mine and given you credit. Just because I think it's hilarious. It's also, I don't know, is that a very Chicago joke? Like, do Polish people exist outside of Chicago? Do they? I don't know.
I think anywhere where the trades are dominated by 3 ethnic groups: Hispanic people, Polish people, and the Irish. So
the Rust Belt essentially is what we're getting at. I don't know. I mean, our next kid just popped in. He woke up from his nap, and he was running late, but he's going up. So I'm really excited. I hope he's on camera because I'm looking for him. Where'd he go? There he is. Oh, please welcome Josh DiDonato.
Thank you. Yes, I was up all night opening up the mail of the last 15 years. You would think that was funny if you knew that it was true. I've just been opening mail of all the various roommates I've had that have, anyways, doesn't matter. I'm just a little overwhelmed. I've been selling my house and in this empty house and waiting for the sale to close. So just a little overwhelmed. And then I took a little break and I finally watched the new Karate Kid show. Everybody's telling me you got to see. It's so great. You got to see the Karate Kid. And I was a little underwhelmed, and then I was thinking, nobody ever talks about being whelmed. That's what I want. I want to shoot for that in life. I just want to, somebody ask me how I'm doing and just instinctively say, I'm whelmed. I'm just right down the middle. I think I'd also like to be described as corrigible at some point. Somebody just say, that Josh DiDonato, he's corrigible. He can be corriged for sure. And if I ever leave a job, you have to assume that I would be employed at some point. But if I ever leave a job, I want them to describe me as gruntled. I want to be thought of as a gruntled employee. I don't know. I have this. I went and had. I was reminded of this. I won't really go into why, but I was. This thing about fortune cookies. Everybody talks about fortune cookies. They have this this joke with fortune cookies. You can add 2 words, right, and make it sexual. And anyone want to throw it out there?
In bed.
That's right. Okay, so I went. This is not during this era of where nothing happens anymore, but I went and had Chinese food with my best friend Mike Schuster, and he's one of these people who says this, right? And I was like, we get the the cookies at the end of the meal, and I bet the check. I said, I bet whatever's in this fortune cookie, you cannot just sexualize it by adding those words. So it's, open up the cookie and it says, "You are jacking off way too much." See? In bed. It doesn't do anything. All right. That was the theme of this set was a really long road to the 1 week payoff. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh DiDonato. And if everybody could summarize the theme of their set before handing it back to me, that would be great, because I feel like I spend a lot of time trying to summarize people's sets. So it would be, just help me out. That'd be great. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Josh.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Mark, there aren't any nobody, that is a Chicago joke.
Yeah, there's no Polish people anywhere else.
Laura told me that joke, and she had to explain it to me. There are not a lot of Polish people in Los Angeles that are
Let's everybody from now on report where you're from and report on whether or not you got Laura's joke. That's just what everybody open with that. It's a solid opener. It won't get old, and it won't be. I'm gonna stop. I'm really excited for our next comic. From Chicago. He's been to the simulation in person. He knows what it's all about. Very excited for Andrew Shankland.
Yes, I do. I live in Avondale, so I did get Laura's joke. I live in the most Polish neighborhood in Chicago. I've been reading. I was reading a book and it had relationship advice in it, and this advice was that you should look at your significant other the way that you look at your pet, and that really resonated with me because although I am afraid of women, I am also afraid of most animals. I'm like walking down the street, a dog walks by me, and I'm like, hey, I'm afraid to touch that also. All right, crushed 20 minutes ago, I swear. Before my last relationship, all I would do on Fridays is I would order Chinese food, and I would write stand-up comedy. After my breakup this past Friday, I ordered Thai food and I watched professional basketball. So don't ever think you can't change a man. Don't think that's impossible. Okay. There's a rumor that Ernest Hemingway had gay sex with F. Scott Fitzgerald, which makes me feel like they could see into the future. They're like, wow, everyone's gonna hate us because we're white men, but if we do this, it'll make us pretty cool. People will be a lot more interested in. And that's it says a lot about me that the only way I can write a joke about sex is if I couch it in classic American literature. I was like, yeah, we all know the old man in the sea, but you didn't know that sea was full of cum. All right. All right, a little over the line, I would say. I like Santa Claus. I think Santa Claus is cool. I liked Santa a lot as a kid. As an adult, I'm not quite so sure. Old man in a red velvet suit, and he hasn't been accused of sexual misconduct. That seems a little fishy to me. He and Mrs. Claus are making those elves work unpaid overtime and not in the way you'd expect. Okay. Good. Thank you. I find it very gratifying anytime that a person I had a crush on in high school becomes successful in their adult life. Because like even if we never dated, it means that I have good taste. It was like the girl I liked in English class my senior year, she would have never talked to me, but she's a backup dancer for Dua Lipa, and that's pretty rewarding in and of itself, Okay, I like Ariana Grande a lot. I'm a big Ariana Grande fan. I'm such a big Ariana Grande fan. I was more upset when she was attacked by terrorists than 9/11. It was more upsetting to me. Because with 9/11, I was like, America, we kind of deserve that. Ariana Grande, she didn't steal oil from anybody, I was like, okay, ISIS, you really want to mess with a dangerous woman? All right. It's the name of one of her albums. That's why it's funny. Okay. I'm done dating. I will not date anymore. I will not date anymore because my younger sister is going to be going to college for biomedical engineering. So I will be putting all my energy into supporting her so that one day she can make me a girlfriend. I write a lot of jokes. I have this notebook. This notebook is full of jokes. I have a drawer full of them. And I like showing them to people. And I don't think there's anything more unsettling than taking someone I like into my apartment and showing them a drawer full of notebooks. And then I go, no. It's mostly full of things I've written about Ariana Grande. Does that make it better? And generally, no. All right. Well, bless you all. Have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew Jackman. Andrew, what terrorists attacked Ariana Grande? I don't remember that. What?
Manchester, her concert was bombed by terrorists.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I totally forgot about that. That's not good.
No.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot that even happened. I always thought it was just the Eagles of Death Metal that had the terrorist attack during their concert.
No.
Oh,
No.
wow.
No.
That's that. On that note, on terrorist attacking live performances, let's go to resident dancer Ian Ryland Smith.
Yeah, Mark, I'm not a terrorist. I'm just mentally ill. That's what they say for white people when they do bombing things. So if I bomb tonight, it's because I'm mentally ill.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard of this thing called whitewashing? That's where I take a swim in the nude. Yeah. Oh, I can feel a slump coming along, a period of time where I suck. I know for the past few weeks I've just been killing it. But from sorry to disappoint you, for the next few weeks, maybe even a month, I'm just gonna be bombing. I'm gonna be like the United States, and all of you are gonna be like countries with oil. It's just gonna be bombing over and over. My material is gonna do a Dale Earnhardt impression. It's just gonna go straight into a wall. Yeah. Oh Jesus! What can I read to you today? It's a story time. This isn't a story. This is a new service I'm offering. If any of you are insomniacs and have trouble sleeping, you can phone me up in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, Ian, I can't sleep. Can you tell me about Bitcoin?" And then I'll tell you about Bitcoin. And I'll charge by the minute because you're going to be sleeping before you're going to be able to hang up. So I'm going to make so much money. So much money. Oh my God. I wish I had a lot of money, but I put it all into Bitcoin. Yeah. I'm really glad Biden won. And not for what you might think. I'm glad Biden won because Judge Judy's going to be retiring soon. And whoever's president gets to pick her replacement. So I'm glad that Judge Judy's going to be replaced by someone not crazy. Yes, can't let those small claims courts positions be scooped up by the Republicans. They'll just they'll make Judge Judy racist somehow. I don't get it. Can't have racist court shows. They can be anti-dog for sure, but racist, no. No. That goes against God. That's not okay. Let's see. 1 minute. 1 minute. Thank fuck. All right. This one sucks. I know I'm just killing it right now because I'm looking at my notes, trying to get material. This is all about my governor. She sucks. I hate her, but what else is new? I'm just getting into older. Yeah. Ginger is a spice, which is why I don't do well with white women. 'Cause I'm spicy. Okay, I think I'm done now.
Yeah, thank you, Ian Ryan. Stay safe out there. Yeah, you got it. Stay safe out there. That's what I'll say. He's in the Dakotas where I forget which one. He tells me every week. He even it's on his shirt probably today which Dakota he's from. Nope, it's not. It usually is, but I forget because I keep it spicy because I just don't care to learn the difference between the two Dakotas. They're both equally as infected with COVID and crazy. So that's fine.
One of them's better.
One of them's better. You know what? Next week we'll find out which one. We're going to keep moving on.
It's not the one I'm in.
Not the one here. It never is. The grass is greener in the other Dakota, man. Okay, Martin Pavkovic, come on down. Go.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? So a little bit about me. I'm a comic out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm married with a wife, a son, and an awesome dog. I always get asked, do you remember the moment you fell in love with your wife? I'm like, of course I do. I mean, what kind of loving husband would I be if I didn't? And that was the moment my wife looked me with her beautiful hazel eyes and said those 3 magical words I could never forget. I'm a doctor. Okay, slightly not true. My wife is a doctor, though. She's an OBGYN. Anybody doesn't know what that is? It's a doctor that exclusively works with women's reproductive organs. But the real story of how I knew my wife was the woman I wanted to marry when I fell in love with her was we were dating for like 6 months or so. And we had that conversation like all couples have at some point, which is how many people you've slept with. And I know this might come as a surprise to all of you. My number's not that impressive. Oh dear God, it's not. So upon telling my future wife this, she had a smirk come across her face and she said, "Good. That means I've seen more vagina in a day than you've seen in your entire life." That was when I knew, man, that's the girl I was going to marry. And I'm a bit of an oddball in the comic world because I've been successfully married for almost a decade. So I get asked a lot for relationship advice. And if the one thing I can say is the most important is that you have to equally share the bed. Like you have to take that shit seriously. You got to treat it like basically you got to treat it like the Korean Peninsula. You know, where there's this dividing line that neither party can cross without serious ramifications from like a binding UN resolution. In our house, that starts the minute my wife puts on her CPAP machine. Oh, yeah. That was the one that line's drawn into memory foam. The only problem is most nights I wake up, we're no longer in the Korean Peninsula. It's more like an Israel-Palestine kind of thing where I just have this little strip of the bed and it feels like I'm being spooned by Darth Vader. I mean, at that point, there's like no hope of a dual bed solution. Now, I did live in Chicago for a little bit. I know, you know, like all states have a theme or a motto. I really don't know what Illinois is, but I know what it should be. Illinois, fuck you, pay me. I swear, it's like living in a state that's run by a mob boss with a coke habit he's trying to support. Like, hey, we're running out of money. The state's almost broke. Oh, well, let's raise cigarette prices by $1. Sir, they're already $12 a pack. I'll make it 13. And traffic cameras on every corner. You run a red light, a stop sign, or you go over that white line, it's gonna be a fine. So, all right, moving on. You know, my kid's 3.5 now, so he's staying up a lot later. So I've been having to resort to drinking energy drinks. And I really don't know why I do, because all they really seem to do is energize my bladder. But my big problem with energy drinks is they all have cool sounding names, you know, like Monster, NOS, you know, Red Bull, Spartan. You know, I know the Spartans are probably well caffeinated for the Battle of Thermopylae, but none of them ever say the level of energy one shall achieve from drinking them. That's why I want to start an energy drink company. I'm just going to simply call it Toddler, because nothing has more energy than a toddler. I mean, the name would sell itself, because like there's no other way you could potentially successfully market it. Like, you feeling low on energy? We got your solution. Just reach for a toddler. You having that midday slump and need to wake up quick? Just why don't you try nothing will wake you up more than the refreshing sound of cracking open a toddler. You wake up late, slightly hungover, and need to wake up in a hurry and need to be brought back to reality? Nothing will bring you back to reality faster than reaching into your fridge and pulling out an ice cold toddler. All right, I'll end it with that.
Yeah. I was watching you were getting muted laughs from Greg Matthews, our resident dad of toddlers. The toddler was not in the frame there. He's holding a toddler during your set. So I'm laughing at that. That was pretty good. Somebody is doing something over there. I don't know what the hell just happened. That was awesome. Guys, we're gonna keep rolling. We got a lot of comics and more people entering the room. Our next comedian. Oh, you got to start your video. Chris, you there? Chris Casco.
Oh, maybe. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm going. Where'd you go? Oh, wait. I hear you. I don't see you. Okay, there you go. Please welcome Chris Casco.
All right. Guys, can you hear me all right? This is pretty fun.
Yes.
Fun simulation. I am Polish, actually. I'm from Chicago. So I'm definitely familiar with the caulking. But I'm doing all right. Me and my girlfriend broke up recently, so that kind of sucks. I know I loved her too because I kept my condoms in the same drawer as my thumbtacks. I had all kinds of shit before. I mean, like loose razor blades, pair of scissors. I mean, I was ready to marry that girl. But I said the same thing. My doctor said to my mom when I was born with 11 fingers. We're gonna have to cut this one off. I'm born with 11 fingers. I'm also circumcised, and I always wondered what they cut off first. I met a new girl. I didn't meet a new girl. There were a couple of red flags with that. First of all, she's hooking up with somebody as desperate as me, and I already find it a little suspicious. The number 2 red flag for that girl is only could be described as very smart and like seamless, innovative process she has for disposing of her used condoms. Basically, this little Kleenex box under her bed, just for this. It's pretty disgusting. You would think maybe that's her garbage can. It's not her garbage can. Garbage can. This is just for condoms. And not only that, but it's attached to a string for easy access. So that should have been a sign. And if you're wondering if mine was the only one in there, it wasn't. She basically keeps all the souls of her victims in there, kind of like the Ghostbusters do with their ghost trap. And as much as I do the Ghostbusters, who am I going to call? Probably not her. I probably should get tested after that situation. And I'm not saying because she's a slut or anything like that, but there's probably a bunch of holes in my condoms. That's it for me, guys. Thanks. That's all I got.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris Kiasko. I remember in Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, when they make it very political because the EPA shuts down the Ghostbusters because they didn't know how they were disposing of the ghosts, and it could not have been environmentally friendly, I guess. And what I'm saying is you should call the EPA on your ex-girlfriend, I guess. They'll also shut it down. I don't know. We're going to keep rolling. I'm really excited. Really excited. One of my favorite comics. He's awesome. He's not from Chicago. I know I always say that about the Chicago comics because I know them. But this guy's awesome. I feel like I've gotten to know him over all this COVID and whatnot. Please welcome Yashar Coffee.
Woohoo! Thank you very much. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Well, my name is Yashar, and I am from Iran. Thanks for not running away. Iggy mentioned that Iran is in Asia. That's correct. It's on the west side of the Asian continent. Unfortunately, that area and some of the other countries around it were labeled as the Middle East by the slavers and colonizers and the British Hitler, Winston Churchill. You know, the testicle face, depressed, alcoholic British who murdered 9 million Indians, that motherfucker. He labeled us Middle East. But if an Iranian didn't know that he was from Asia, you should have dumped that bitch right away. So I'm glad we're no longer together. Congratulations. I know a lot of people that they're in social media and they show up on my feed. They say COVID is a hoax and this is all big conspiracy by the liberals, yada yada. The other night I had a dream that one of those guys, he got COVID and he got hospitalized on the 3rd floor of a hospital and he needed a ventilator. And out of nowhere, I grew these wings. And I got so angry, I started bleeding from my nose and I flew to the 3rd floor. I broke the window, went in there and pissed in his ventilator. And he choked on my piss and died. And as he was dying, he opened his eyes and said, "Why?" I said, "Because you don't deserve this, bitch. You're a COVID denier. You should not waste a ventilator. You're like a piece of shit who's in the same boat as the rest of us, but you chose to drill a hole in the boat. And now you want to use a life jacket? Not on my watch, bitch. I'm going to kill you." So it was a beautiful dream. When I woke up, I saw that I have jizz in my pants. So I came from that dream. And thank you very much. I think nationalism is wrong. We should not take pride in where we are born. We should, we should discourage that because it can cause a lot of ugly conflicts and all. And as I'm getting older and I'm losing testosterone and parts of my testicles, I'm becoming more peace-loving person. And then a few weeks ago, there was a war between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and Armenia didn't have any weapons, and Azerbaijan had a lot of fancy weapons. But then Armenia fired 2 missiles into Azerbaijan, and then friend sent me a photo of the devastation one of the missiles caused, and he said, "Can you believe this is an Iranian missile that's 10 years old?" And I'm like, "That's disgusting. Why why did we do that? But then as I saw the devastation and the destruction it caused, I noticed my dick grew an inch. So I saw, no, actually, nationalism works. Fuck those bitches. I love that missile. Did my beat up third world nation make that missile? That's amazing. I saw the light. Thank you. And yeah, so I felt very, very, very proud of that missile that caused. And then I started visualizing, what if they test a nuclear weapon? And then I noticed my dick grew 2 inches because of that. And, hopefully, if they fire 100 of those into Saudi Arabia, my dick is as big as Ron Jeremy's now. It works, you know. You need to have weapons of mass destruction that scares people. These are all jokes, by the way. It's a persona. I don't mean anything that I say. This is just for the purpose of comedy, so do not report this. I've never ever been arrested or been a member of a criminal organization or a terrorist in the United States. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you.
Yashar, I just want to point out, while Yashar said, Yashar was you look like an Iranian submarine commander, just like the mustache and the shirt. I don't know what.
We have submarines, but they're really beat up, but they're for the purpose of just going in there and blow up. So
there you go. Just target practice. We got it. Thank you, Yashar. That was awesome. Love it. Love hearing about conflict and how you are personally benefiting from it. That's always a good one. Our next video coming up, please welcome Ben Miller. Woo!
Oh man, I'm so delighted by Yashar's set. It was truly lovely learning about all of your fetishes. Also, I mean, you do have the mustache of a porn star, so I get it. You're like, I've had so much sex. The only thing I can be turned on now by is like pissing in ventilators or just more on TV. Like some people are like commenting on like Instagram models pics. You're like commenting on like military pics, like show bulkhead. Like please. Yeah. Iggy, how's it going? You said hi to me during your set. Do you mind if I say hi right back? You also have such lovely positive energy. You're dressed sort of like you teach like a fitness video. That's sort of what I'm imagining from you right now. You're like, everybody, raise your hands, and then 1, and then 2. It seems like the fitness class you teach is a combination between like yoga and karate. That seems like
I'll take that.
The niche that you're hitting right now. I've worked a lot of odd jobs. I used to manage a science bus. One time I was a sous chef in a bowling alley. But probably one of the more interesting jobs that I had is I used to be a caddy for many summers, and so there were 2 country clubs in my hometown, and I had to work at the second one because the first one did not allow Jews. Yeah, that's are we getting real sad now? It's I don't know. It seems like sort of a weird thing to me because like if you didn't like Jews, wouldn't you want to see us do physical labor? Wouldn't you want to make the Jews suffer directly? I feel like that would be a much better punishment. Just you're like making a mess in the sand trap, and then you tell your Jewish cat, like, hey, go clean it up, and try not to get lost in that sand trap like you got lost in that desert for 40 years, huh? I feel like they could have some fun with it. Yeah, in case you don't know what caddying is like, caddying is sort of like being a waiter, but if a waiter had to be at the table for the entire meal. That's sort of what it's like. And then the person, they like turn to you during the meal and they're like, how should I best eat this dish? And you're like, I guess I would suggest the fork. You just like pull out a fork from the bag, and you're like, and there's a slight breeze I'm sensing. You might want to eat it slightly to the northeast. That's how I would suggest having your meal. Yeah. So that was life as a caddy. Damn, I thought I would be able to riff for longer, and these are all the words that I planned on saying. And now I'm at a minute. Thanks. That's so nice. You're such a supportive. Sorry. Oh, you did say Devin. But I can tell you're going to be a great father just by the way you're so supportive of me during my set. That kid is going to have a wonderful life. So thanks. I wish you were my dad. Maybe. Is that too intense? I'm sorry. You don't even matter. I take that back, Greg. You don't have to be my father. That's my time.
Yeah, I've been messing with these spotlights and having trouble. Thank you. I still didn't do it right. Thank you, Ben Miller. Thank you. Yeah, you could riff. You could give time back. You can stick around and remind everybody. Do another minute at the end of all of this. It's a really good time, guys. It's good to do that. Thank you, Ben. Somebody said he was responding to a comment in the chat that said, "I like the caddy stuff." So if people at home didn't know that, there's a private chat here that you can't see. And I'll read from it in between comics. I'll read it. You can see our conversations that are distracting. Okay, I'll stop. Our next comedian coming up, he's from Chicago. He stuck around after the mic last week, and we talked about magic for about 30 minutes. But once you see him, that shouldn't be surprising. Please welcome Trevor Gertensen.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the only problem is like I enjoy going to magic shows, but the problem is everyone assumes that I'm part of the act, so I don't get to get any stage time. Like, they're like, "Oh, good, Chris Angel's here." That's all we wanted. I am wearing makeup. I've been wearing makeup since I was about 14 years old, and I find it funny that even to this day, it's only straight guys that confuse me for being gay. Because a straight guy will see me and go, look at the guy's makeup. He's obviously a homosexual. And then the gay guy will see me and go, look how poorly that guy applies makeup. He's definitely not. So when I was in high school, I got so many death threats that they had to move me to an independent school called the School of Environmental Studies, which was an amazing place to be, but basically all it was us being hippies and me still wearing eyeshadow. But at one point they had us do winter survival. And I don't know how well you think I would survive that. Turns out not well. They basically made a bunch of high school students who could barely fend for themselves, go out into the wilderness and dig themselves wintry graves. So that was it. And I ended up with pneumonia. I'm still trying to figure out where to go with that one. I always like seeing missing children signs, not because I like the idea of missing children, but I like the idea that I'm going to see that sign and find the child, right? And be a hero. But for some reason, even now in 2020, whenever I see them, they're still in black and white. When I was in college, there was a band that posted their flyers all over the town. Their name was Anal Blast. Yeah, you know what? Never saw them, never heard them. But to this day, I still remember that flyer. I think we need to start investing in missing children posters into death metal bands, because they have a way to make you remember. If I would have been like, holy shit, Anal Blast, and then a picture of a kid, I'd be like, I'd probably remember them. I always do like it whenever it's a college man that is on one of these posters, they're always like, last seen doing a keg stand next to a lake. I'm like, well, just throw a net in. You'll find them. Yeah, these are not happy-go-lucky jokes. I should probably, I don't know. I guess, if there's one thing I hope to do at some point in my life is to die in a hotel while having sex like a senator. I think that would be a lot of... All right, so I'll leave you guys with this. I know time is running short. I love. You don't get to get out that much these days, and it's kind of fun. Like I actually was out in downtown Chicago, and I heard someone sneeze, and I have a habit. I said, "Bless you," and the person turned to me and said, "Hey, I am an atheist." And unless you can excuse someone without pointing out their religion or lack thereof, I would suggest you don't say anything at all. I said Jesus. All right. Thank you for coloring my new bits. I'm working on it. Thank you.
Yeah, Trevor Curtinson, love that stuff. I like that you do that you have some kind of dark leaning material, because our next comedian is also very, very heavy into the goth scene. Please welcome Pat Griffin.
Yes. Yeah, I did get Laura's joke. So, well, what were we talking about? I think we were talking about 5-star hot men. And I just thought I'd share with you, I married a Marine. I married him for his body. I found out later he could read. But the Marine Corps sent him off to war. Celibacy is not what I had in mind. How long does it take to stop communism? Well, he comes back a very light sleeper. So I feel totally safe, sleeping next to a trained killer who wakes easily. So one night, I'm sound asleep. Then suddenly he leaps out of bed. He pulls on his pants. He runs out, chases some guy over the back fence. He comes back in. He looks at me and he says, "We had a peeping Tom." Oh. He wasn't looking at you. Why not? Now, a lot of stuff happened between then and now and today. We are the proud parents of some old people who knew they'd live. But they've gone now, and it's just the two of us, my sweetie and I, and we're planning lots of trips. Trips to the cardiologist, the ophthalmologist, and for our bones, the paleontologist. Kaiser is our travel agent. Where else can you get a room for an hour with a little bed with stirrups? Now, unfortunately, my sweetie fell on his head, not from the stirrup, it wasn't that, but he fell on his head. And our home from that day on became a revolving door of caregivers from all over the world, all men. Now, my sweetie will tell you that he doesn't need a caregiver, but I do. And he will tell you, actually, Hercules is my favorite. But he will tell you that he is being held under house arrest while I am enjoying my empire of erotic, exotic staff. He really hates the 90-minute sponge baths. But I like to be clean. Anyway, fellas, I have some advice for you. Be nice to her, because someday she's going to be in charge. I control money. I control the pills. 1 for you, 1 for me. 1, 2 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me. But best of all, after 50 years of marriage, I control the TV remote. Thank you. And have a very happy Christmas and everything.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pat Griffin. We will have a great Christmas and everything. I think we're currently in Hanukkah right now. That already started, but that's just a precursor to Christmas in the sense that I'm just celebrating everything I can. I'm doing an Advent calendar where I'm drinking a different bourbon every night until Christmas. Right now, I'm drinking out of a coffee mug because I that's where I've gotten this far into it halfway through, and I'm drinking bourbon out of coffee mugs, a strong one. So the quality of my hosting is going downhill very quickly. But I'm doubling up and I'm doing a beer for every night of Hanukkah as well. So this is going to be a very bad night for me. No, it's all good, guys. We're going to keep going. Our next comedian, very excited. Please welcome the wonderful Gary Hughes. Woo!
All right, so those movies where they're like going to have a search party, right? And they're just like looking for the person in the woods. And they assume the person is dead, but they still go looking. And then they just repeat the person's name over and over, like, Rodney! 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 And then like 2 weeks after they just, I don't know, I'm just thinking of all kind of stuff over here. I'll tell you a story. I went and I had a job, like a government job, where you had to get like a physical, right? And the doctor looked at my thyroid. He said, your thyroid's swollen. You might want to see your doctor. I said, all right. I go see my doctor. They say, yeah, your testosterone is low. So come back tomorrow. I said, all right. I come back tomorrow. And the lady's like, you're going to have a shot of testosterone. I was like, all right, for sure. And I pull up my sleeve and she's like, no, pull your pants down. And I was like, well, wait, like on my ass? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, you guys don't have like no peels or nothing like this? Like no Listerine strip or nothing like that? She's like, no, we do not. And she's getting irritated because she doesn't understand like I've never had a syringe in my ass. It's like, I don't want that. If like I would rather live my life without a syringe being poked, you know what I'm saying, in my ass. And then she's like right or left cheek. So that offended me. Like I'm like the person that just always gets syringes in the ass, that I got a favorite cheek. I'm right-handed, so I'm assuming the right side of my body is stronger, right? So I was like, do the right cheek, I guess. She does the right cheek, right? She does the right cheek. Good steroids is great. I kind of get suspicious about it, and they like, you got to come back every week and get this shot. And I was like, I don't want to be on steroids for the rest of my life, right? So I asked a different doctor, and they found out, they was like, yeah, they made a mistake. Your testosterone is not low. It's just that you're supposed to test it in the morning, and they tested it in the afternoon, and that's when it's pretty low. And yeah, that's how I got shot with steroids from Kaiser Hospital over here in the West Coast. Nobody apologized to me. I'm out here making number 2 pencils and shit. Because I went to play basketball that night and I was doing my thing, slam dunk. I was like a monster. I didn't know why though. I thought because I had the baby carrots. And I was like, yo, them baby carrots hidden. I'm beating everybody ass, boy. So yeah, then I found out it was because of the roids. So I guess that wasn't, yeah. Anyway, just go get the roids, guys. Back in the bar days, what I could only assume was a gay guy. He walked up to me. He said, "We got either fuck or fight, but either way, I'm a bust a nut." And I backed up. I took like 2 steps back because I'm from Oakland, you know, home of the Black Panthers. I grew up in the hood, baby. You know what I'm saying? I took 2 steps back and I was like, "Sir, I'm gonna call the police on you if you keep doing this, okay?" I don't play that. I didn't like he had 2 different scenarios and the same outcome. I was like, that's not how that works. You ain't gonna be coming on both occasions. I could tell I'm getting older because at nighttime I listen to my laptop. I watch Bob's Burgers on my headphones, right? And the neighbors were loud. They were like, I couldn't hear it through my headphones. So I Googled non-emergency police number and I like called them. And I'm like, hey, yeah, they being loud. It's like 2 a.m. And I'm kind of ashamed because I'm snitching. And they're like, what's your name? I was like, man, forget my name. Don't need to know my name. Are you tracing this call? I'm hanging up right now. Anyway, that's it. I'm Gary Hughes. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Gary. Thank you, Gary Hughes.
I like that, man. Yeah, you gotta do your physical in the morning. That's a pretty known thing. Yeah, like that. Like, why did they do that? What the heck? They just like, you went at 4 o'clock and they just thought that's when you woke up, I guess. Our next comedian coming up. He's from the West Coast. Really excited. He usually comes on a lot later than this, but he's popping in early and sticking around. Dan Wienko.
Hey. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me. Yeah, my name is Dan. I'm from Portland. Oh yeah. Hey, you know how to spot a Portland accent?
Oh.
Somebody's talking to you and they mention harvesting a placenta. You know they're born and raised right into it. And now you know I'm from Portland because right into my bit I'm talking about harvesting a placenta when I don't want to talk about that at all. This is a wooden microphone, just in case you guys didn't figure that out. But you guys you had some mics and I wanted to figure them out too. Holy shit, is it? Man, I look like I'm just dying to tell a story from high school. Shit, you guys like Murder TV? You guys watch that? All the Dateline, investigation, Discovery. There's so much murder going on. I'm surprised you guys are all here right now with me unmurdered. That's crazy. I'm very happy to see that. Investigation Discovery is a channel that only plays murder all day, all night. They call it the ID channel. ID shouldn't stand for Investigation Discovery. It should stand for I'm dead, and here's how they got me. And everybody's killing everybody. And there's a show for the ladies out there, though. It's called Snapped. Anybody heard of Snapped?
No.
No? Oh,
No.
Great. I'm still going to do this bit anyway. Snapped is a murder show for the ladies about the ladies. Okay. Here, I'll sum it up for you in case you don't know what it is. It's about a lady who gets sick of some dude's shit. She snaps and then she kills said dude. And then they get caught because they can't leave their cell phone at home. They always get caught. That's how the show starts. Anyway, I was thinking about it, and hang on, let's go back to my speaker view. Look, I think they should have a show. I'd like to apologize. You guys get bored with like just bored in the COVID times and everything? You ever start fucking around with different things? I'm gonna fuck around a little bit. I don't want to look like I'm trying to tell a story from high school. I watch so much murder TV. Sometimes you think you could pull something off. Anyway, all right. Listen, what I want them to do is I want a murder show that's called the Mayonnaise Murders. Yeah. It's they fish out shows where people were killed with mayonnaise. I know for a fact that people are out there dying for mayonnaise one way or another. There are some sick fuckers out there who would drown somebody in mayo, And you know what else they might do? They could have a jarring, like the way they used to do with witches in Salem, that were not guilty of anything but owning a cat. And then, but you could pull out a banker and everybody could just have a good jar of fast foods, glass, not plastic, and just, you could stone them, or I guess mayo them to death. And the last one I want to talk about is you could freeze a block of mayonnaise and then chisel out like 14 different kind of spears and stabbing weapons and just stab people with mayo. And anyway, just wanted to share a little. Thanks. I'll be damned. We all go later too.
I have no idea what the hell that was all about. That was amazing, Dan. That was a great set. I'm confused. I love it. I just want to ask, they legalized all the drugs in Portland, right? Like Oregon. That's what happened. Everything's legal there now, and it just took a couple weeks, and then now we got the Mayo murder character going on. Speaking of Portland, let's go back there for our next comedian. Please welcome Patty Mansbach.
Yay! I know. Let's talk about all the drugs. Do you know how much a ticket costs now when you have drugs? $100. Do you know how much my speeding ticket costs? $270. I should have just done meth. It would have been cheaper. I don't know. What sucks about the pandemic is that it happened when I was like at my hottest point in my life. Why couldn't we have a pandemic when I had headgear? That would have been real nice to stay inside. Now I'm like teetering on conventionally attractive and I have to go inside. There are two public health is going on. One, COVID for the respiratory system, but also everyone's eyeballs because they can't look at me. That's a public health crisis. Let's see. Remember when they gave us $1,200? Let's do it again. That was so much fun. I loved it from the top. I thought about using my stimulus check on the boob job that Rob in 9th grade always said I needed. Yeah, but but the doctors weren't doing elective surgery, so even my boobs can't get a job in this economy. I don't know. Because I wear glasses and I'm really awkward, people think I love Harry Potter. Like they just will come up to me and start talking. Like, oh, what house are you in? Like for Christmas, I was in like the Secret Santa and my gift was like these Harry Potter socks. I mean, it's cool, but also like I don't watch that space stuff. So like I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm wasting my time watching Christmas movies on Netflix. Oh, they're so good. My favorite one is the romantic comedy Midnight at the Magnolias. That's where two radio DJs pretend to have a relationship for the ratings. And you know what happens at the end. It's a romantic comedy. You know what happens. They both win Peabody Awards. Yay! Yay! Yeah, they don't do Hanukkah romantic comedies because it would just be like, it was a cold weeknight in December and he wooed her with a vegetable peeler. The end. Yeah, I mean, like what they were gonna do it the night before, but they got busy. There's 8 nights. You don't even know when Hanukkah is. Like it's like in 3 weeks from now, I tell you it's Hanukkah, you'll believe me. Let's see. I've been taking this Java programming class. I don't know how much I'm getting out of it, but I do know it's cheaper and more useful than improv classes. So there's that. Something, right? Oh, except my teacher, my professor, he's a raging Trump supporter. No. So what I do, when I comment out on my code, I just put defund the police in all my lines of code. That's I learned it. It's called hacktivism. I learned that word. That's what I'm doing. It's slacktivism. I am not doing anything. Whatever. I'm a woman in tech. I turn on the computer now and I'm like, I'm a woman in tech. Look at me. Oh, look, it's rating glass ceiling. I love the hashtag. I don't like the tech part. It's really hard and I don't understand it. The things I do are famous on the internet, guys. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna be the New Year soon. I love the New Year. It's like one of my favorite holidays because it's the anniversary of the first time I made out with a guy. Yeah, I was like way too old, like 21. And I was at this, frat party at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Woo! I didn't go there, but whatever. Then the clock struck midnight and then this guy made out with me and it was like a real deep makeout. That's what the kids said back then. It was those like deep ones, right? Yeah, and afterwards I said, I don't know your name. And then he said, I don't know your name either. I think we should leave it that way. And I was like, oh, whatever. It was the Jewish frat. So the saliva was kosher. So, we were all in the I don't have time for my last bit. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Patty Man. So you can save that bit for the fastest minute, which will be coming up very soon because I'm going to rip through this list, people. I'm going to rip through it. Please welcome Jolly Bean, Jolly Leo.
Hi. So recently, I was at the potluck lunch at my building, and there were 2 senior guys who were sitting very close to each other, but shouting, "Hey, do you have a lime? Oh, sorry, I don't have a dime, but I might have nickels. Oh, thanks, but I don't eat pickles." I see. Anyway, but the guy who doesn't eat pickles, he's our downstairs grocery store owner, and he doesn't eat pickles, but he loves to take care of his skin a lot. So the way he disposes the unsold cucumbers is just to slice them and make a cucumber mask. If you don't know how a cucumber mask looks like, think of a pepperoni pizza and replace the pepperoni slices with cucumber slices. That's how his face looked like. And so every day I will see that guy. He's an old grumpy man. So every day I will see him with a cucumber mask and complaining to everyone and shouting to his employees. And also everyone was shouting to him, or he can't hear you clearly. I'm not sure if the cucumber masks help with his skin condition, but obviously the cucumber mask doesn't make him as cool as a cucumber. And I have some Christmas gift ideas for you. Like my friend, his girlfriend loves singing a lot. So he just bought his girlfriend singing lessons. And obviously his girlfriend likes the singing lessons a lot because she wrote reviews on the voice teacher's website. Now my boyfriend always says, "Oh, you're in tune this time." And this one, okay, so my friend, he rented an office in the middle floor of a three floors building. And later, a voice teacher moves upstairs. And now what he hears is, but when he works, he will often hear, "Ah." So that's only the beginning. Later, a drum teacher moves downstairs. So now what he hears is like, "Ah, ah, oh, so my friend really can't bear it anymore. So one day he decides to take a vacation. So he talks to those two teachers. "Please, if both of you can move, I'm willing to pay your rent to the end of the year." And when he was back from the vacation, yes, both of them moved. They switched studios. I think that's my time.
Thank you, Jolly Bean. I like it. They just switch with each other. It's just he's getting the drums from above now. This is gonna be good, guys. We got our comedian, our next comic's very ready, performing from and any random comedy club, judging by that background. Gio Wagner.
Hey. So we're 9 months in to this pandemic. I think it's time for the pregnancy maternity pants. For me, putting on that weight. I need that elastic band, I tell you. Driving along and there's nobody out. Empty parking lots, abandoned buildings, businesses going out of business. They tell us the vaccine is around the corner. Is it just me, or is this the part of the movie where the zombies usually come out? I mean, they've got to sit at home, ordering in, fatten us up, so we can't outrun the zombies. Those shitheads are slowos. We can't outrun them. We're in real shit. But I tell you, after this is all over, we're going to be viewing medical shows a little differently. It used to be, ooh, McDreamy has a surgery this week. Now it's going to be, he's not wearing that mask right. He touched his face. He broke that patient's going to die. Is there something else we can watch? Oh, here's this new cop show. 2 white cops, inner city youth, helping them. No, it's not going to work. Forget that. I'll tell you, everything's going to be different. But I've been thinking about the human body is a marvelous design. I mean, opposable thumbs. I mean, geez, interlocking genitals is one of my personal favorites. But who thought it would be a good idea to put the air filtration system and the food intake into the same pipe? And hell, why don't we just drain the sinuses there too? Why not? Not a good idea, guys. You're doing so well. Just get lazy and just phone it in. But it's been a rough 9 months. I've been, and if you can hear it, I'm getting over bronchitis. I had sinus infection, and the sinus thing, your nose just fills up with gunk, and you're like, is there some lever at the top, like at the, ice tray in the freezer that stops it from overflowing? Because it's not coming out my ears; it just stops. But as soon as I blow my nose, it fills right back up. And when you blow your nose, is the eyeball supposed to whistle? But I have that little, as you're breathing and you're congested, you get that little whistle. And sometimes it's really faint to the point you don't realize that it's you. So I'm alone in the house and I hear this. I'm thinking, who the fuck's breaking into my house, man? I got ghosts in this house? And, I don't know about you, I'm not sure about ghosts. How many people believe in ghosts? So round of applause, you believe in ghosts. Okay. Yep. So if ghosts are real, can we interact with them? Can we talk with them? I mean, can we have sex with ghosts? And if we can have sex, can we get them pregnant? And if we can get them pregnant, is an abortion illegal? And if a ghost ghosts us, do they call it humaning? All right, that is my time.
Yeah.
You guys have been a great audience.
Thank you, Gio Wagner. Gio's right. The vaccine is right around the corner, and I am going to become a Republican. I'm just kidding. No, I'm going to get the vaccine, but what political party do I have to be now that lets me continue to work from home forever? That's all I want. I don't want COVID to keep happening. Just they're going to have to send in the National Guard to get me to go to the office. That's what they're going to have to come in the trucks and take me away in the truck. That's how it's going to happen. No, I like it is funny though, because that Trumpers took the COVID isn't real, then against the vaccine so much that like you can't have reservations about the vaccine, right? Because then you're giving then they're right. You can't have them be right. Like even if we turn into zombies from the vaccine, we have to pretend that's not happening now because we can't. You don't want to be grouped in with anti-vaxxers. So I don't know. I'm just going to be eaten by a zombie because I can't. Otherwise, you support Trump and you're a fascist. So I have no idea what I'm saying. This is very strong bourbon for the night. Our next comedian is wearing a mask. He looks like he's outside. Please welcome Mar McFly. Woo!
Yeah.
Are we live? Are we live? Thank you very much, Mark. This is Victor, aka Mar McFly, reporting live from Oak Brook Center Mall. Guys, how you doing tonight? That was my terrible attempt at faking in this reporter thing, but if it worked out, let me know. Man, everybody's talking about the COVID vaccine, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you. I know nothing of the benefits and I know nothing of the risks, but it probably means I'm a good candidate for it. So I might be in the first trial run of it. I mean, come on, look at me. You're talking to a guy who is a pre-ejaculator and likes going raw. I'm okay with taking risks. No, man, but it's like, do I believe they're rushing it? For sure, but life's a gamble, man. I've come to accept and realize, if something didn't happen, it wasn't meant for me. If I didn't get the cute girl I wanted, she wasn't for me. If I didn't get that promotion, it wasn't meant for me. If Father John didn't touch me in the second grade, it wasn't for me. But that's cool, man. I did go to Catholic school, but up until the first grade, and my parents didn't take me out because of the child molestation scandals or anything like that. They took me out because they couldn't afford private school tuition anymore. Yeah, poverty probably saved my butthole, but it completely fucked every other aspect of my life up. Thank you. On a completely different note, anybody here hate celebrating birthdays? Yes,
Yeah.
no? Well, I do. Well, let me tell you why. Fuck that celebration. It's just a constant reminder that my parents had sex. And not just any type of sex. These motherfuckers had unprotected sex. Gross. Were they not spreading diseases back then? I mean, come on, guys. make better decisions. Which I know my mom did not make good decisions. Like if you look at the way my life turned out, telling terrible jokes in the middle of a parking lot after the mall closed 2 hours ago, she should have aborted me.
Oh.
No outrage, calm down. Put those drones back in your pocket. It was a lot cheaper back then. We're talking about 30 years ago, right? It was way legal. I think it was like buy one, get one free. And I have an older brother. So guess what, guys? I would have been the free one. I'm throwing way more theatrics into my performance because I'm cold as balls, but it's cool. Hey, here's something I came up with. Other than the fact that I look like a huge Christmas ornament because I'm all in red, rather round. Do you guys think when Santa Claus is packing the gifts for Jesus' birthday, Rudolph keeps having to remind him because Santa Claus has to be really old by now and probably has Alzheimer's to not forget the gift receipts? Just think about it. Back in Santa Claus's prime, they didn't use gift receipts. You got what you got, and that was it, right? Now everybody needs a gift receipt and all types of, no? That one's new. Well, thanks, guys. That's me, Mark McFly. I'm too cold to continue. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark McFly. Yeah, you did a mic drop. I cut it off right before.
I did, but I didn't want to drop it because it's outside. But it looks cool, right?
Yeah, that was good. Don't drop it. I do like it once a week. I like having at least one person outside. Jolly Bean was inside this week. She's usually our person on the street. But you could do it this time. Anyone could do it. I think
Mark, I did this for you because I could be either in my truck, which is where my phone's at, or at work. But I was like, nobody's been outside. I'm gonna go outside. This is for you, Mark.
I want to point out that Ian is not outside. That is fake outside. I didn't know if yours was real outside. Then I heard car noises. Mara.
Oh no, for sure. It was real, but now it's not.
This is real. That's real. I thought you were at the hospital. You were wearing a mask initially, so I thought you were giving us some bad news.
Oh no, mask is like the cool way to not wear a scarf. Like it still, keeps the cold out.
That is true. It does work. It's the same thing, basically, just breathing your own breath back in. Like our next comic,
have glasses.
He's breathing. I see him. He's ready to go from his living room. Seth Rabin.
All right, thank you for having me. So I am originally from the Chicagoland suburbs, and I say Chicagoland because I'm not from the city. And I know people get really upset when you say you're from Chicago, but you're not really from Chicago, and that really is a sensitive spot for people. Although my parents did grow up in the city. My mom grew up on the north side in Rogers Park. My dad grew up on the south side. I think he was a black disciple. But the last thing is that, the last thing I want to do is piss off any Chicagoans. That's the last thing I want to do. So for this next joke, I came up with it last year when I was putting ketchup on my hot dog in front of Willis Tower. Maybe it's just I hate being an adult. It's not as fun as I thought it was going to be. When I was a kid, I used to think, man, I can't wait to be an adult. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, man, I can't wait to be reincarnated as a kid because this sucks. Okay, so one thing about me is I hate coffee. I don't like drinking coffee. I don't like it. I can't stand it. I don't know what the appeal of it is. It doesn't do anything for me. So whenever I need to get a pick me up in the morning, I just eat like flaming hot chips, like flaming hot Cheetos and stuff like that, which is the direct opposite of what you should be doing in the morning. In a way, it's a lot like when you get a blowjob from your girlfriend, but then you're just like, you know what, babe, I don't really want to put my penis in your mouth. But is your grandmother around though? No. Okay, I gotta work on that one. So it's been 9 months since I last performed on stage. I haven't done live stand-up in 9 months. 9 months, which basically means that all the jokes that bombed back in March have now given birth to jokes that will eventually bomb. So I don't know, you're all probably muted right now, but I don't know if we have any 69ers in the room tonight. Anybody? No. Okay. Well, it looks fun. It looks like something I would like to do. 69ing sounds a lot better than 19ing. I don't know if you know what that is. That's when you're in bed with a woman and then you end up sucking your own dick and then the woman's just lying there like, why am I even here? So I have my set is pretty short tonight, so I'll just get out of here on this. I am a long-suffering Chicago sports fan, and a lot of people, it's just that The worst part about right now is that every Chicago sports team is either rebuilding or on the verge of rebuilding. Like there's nowhere, no matter where you look, nothing good's going to come out of it. It's a lot like being a kid where you want to hang out with your uncles, but every single one of them has a red flag, you know? Like, Dad, can I hang out with Uncle Bob? No, he's an alcoholic. What about Uncle Dave? No, he has anger issues. What about Uncle John? He's a racist. What about Uncle Seth? That's the worst one. He keeps calling it Willis Tower. Stay away from that guy. So I guess that's it. My name is Seth Raven. You guys have been great. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you, Seth. Shorter and sweet. That was great. That was a minute short. That was just 3 minutes long. Love it. Hate. I mean, put ketchup on whatever you want, but yeah, the fucking Willis Tower. That's the worst thing that happened in Chicago. It really is. It's a very regional thing. They keep renaming their stuff. Almost as bad as calling renaming Comiskey guaranteed rate. It was US Cellular Field, and then I want to point out it was named after a cell phone company that left the Chicago area, and you can no longer have a US Cellular phone for about 10 years, and it kept the name. Like they're advertising to people that couldn't use their service. That's what they did for about 10 years. And then now it's Guaranteed Rate, which is a mortgage company based out of Chicago, and an e-mortgage company, an e-startup. And its logo is just a giant red arrow pointing down. That's all it is. It's great.
Naming it Guaranteed Rate is like when a currency exchange opens up in your neighborhood. You're just like, God, do I live in the ghetto now?
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I find uses for currency exchanges, and I think they're useful for people. Our next comedian coming up is from Washington. Please welcome Ying Vigilant.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, thank you everybody for sticking around almost to the end. I've been on this mic so many times. I don't feel like I need to always introduce myself. Like my name is Margaret Cho. Right? I don't need to say that anymore. I just go straight to the issue that I really care about. Spokane, Washington, where I live, we have a local celebrity, Richard Dolezal. You heard of her?
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Dolezal. 4 or 5 years ago, she was kind of exposed. White woman that wanted to be a black. That's the word I picked. Want is not pretend. At the time, because locally, like 6-7 months before CNN picked it up. So we have the news over here. I was just really fascinated about Richard Dolezal. And I would just follow her on Facebook. I really think that she was onto something. She was a pioneer, right? So when she published her book, so I bought her book. It's called In 4 Color right away because I was interested what she had to say about, because she dated, married a black guy, then divorced a black guy. I want to see what she had to say about that. Right? There's so many perceptions out there. So I was like, just go straight to like, where's that page? Hey, Black Dick, where are you? Like, so boom, 245, whatever that page is. And so she was talking about, no, she has not ever had an orgasm with black guys. I said, wow, that was shocking. And then 300 some pages, she was talking about the only guy that gave him orgasm, it was a white guy. And also was casual dating, almost like one night stand kind of thing. I was like, wow, I was kind of really shocked, right, to find that out. And at the time, actually, I was dating a black guy. That's why I was interested. But I think she was honest. And then guess what? She did not marry the white guy that make her happy, right, sexually. And she married a black guy, then later divorced, of course. She married a black guy have never actually made her happy. So like, what's going on here, right? But I really believe her story, and I DM'd her on Facebook Messenger. So eventually we became friends. We got together, had a dinner. I went to her house. We got a chat. So I asked her straight about her story. What's going on? So I said, well, look, if you want to be a black, why can't you just declare yourself, okay, I'm white, but I prefer to be black. So why did you kind of sort of lied in order to get that black college, Harvard, to get scholarship and everything, And I say, if you did it that way, you just come out of straight, I think you would be a pioneer. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, where's my okay? I think I'm gonna leave it with that because I don't have enough time to talk more. But I bought her an oil painting. She was kicked out of the job. She got nothing. But we're a friend.
Yeah. Thank you, Ying. You could always stick around in 15 minutes. We'll be doing the fastest minute in comedy. You could do a minute there. You wait. I just want to make sure you have a Rachel Dolezal oil painting, an original oil painting from her.
Yeah, I paid $500.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, can I buy one? And then he said $500, and I stopped my sentence right there. Not gonna do that. No, not that's still tempting.
Hey, maybe someday it can go to $50,000. You never know.
I don't know about that. Our next comedian coming up. Someday he's gonna go to $50,000. Please welcome Greg Matthews.
I don't know what that means, Mark. First of all, I want to say that, Ben, I can't be your father. I already have 3 kids, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in 1950s dollars, that's 9.6 kids. Now, I know I look like a guy who's always telling his militia buddies that I'm almost done with my manifesto, but deep down they know I haven't started. But really, I'm a nice guy. I like to buy Christmas presents for everyone, and I get pretty good gifts for everyone, except the best man in my wedding. I like to get him things that he definitely doesn't want. So this year, I was going to get him a GIMP mask. A GIMP mask. You know those S&M masks that have the zipper with the mouth in it? They're black leather. But when I Googled it, I found out there were leather dog GIMP masks. So it's a GIMP mask, but as a dog. So that's what he's getting. The price range of these things is huge. You can get one on Wish for like $13, or you can really splurge and get a handcrafted leather one on Etsy for $425. I know that's too expensive for you, Mark. Now that sounds like a lot for a leather dog GIMP mask. Well, if that sounds like a lot of, I'm tired because of the baby. If that sounds like a lot for a leather dog GIMP mask, well, enjoy your missionary sex with the lights off and total silence, Steve and Linda, you prudes. For the rest of us, don't worry, you can finance it. Now, I'm not talking credit card situation here. You can literally get pre-qualified. They will do a credit check, and they will give you a small loan. It is in the bottom of the Etsy page where you can buy this GIMP mask. There's an advertisement for a loan. So your regular monthly expenses could be a mortgage, a car loan, and a leather dog GIMP mask. If money gets tight, looks like it's the bus for you. And money is tight for a lot of people right now, especially professional GIMPs. I'm doing my biceps right now. It's hard out here for a GIMP. That's my goal every time that I do this is just to get Patty to say, hey, one time. Mission accomplished, check. And that's why I think they should cancel all leather dog GIMP mask loans. I'm just saying, if we're talking about canceling the $1.6 trillion in student loans, what's an extra $1,500? I've even got a sweet slogan. When the repo man asks, tell them they can't have your mask. Molenlaw. Speaking of weird ass shit, Human Centipede. All right. Can I get some jazz hands in the chat if you know what Human Centipede is? Jazz hands in the chat. Okay, yeah, everyone knows what it is. You guys, I don't know. I refuse to give up on this Human Centipede material. I'm just too attached to it, and it's too attached to me. Anyway, it's a Dutch horror. If you don't know what it is, it's a Dutch horror film from 2009. And a German surgeon kidnaps 3 tourists and creates a human centipede by surgically attaching them mouth to anus. Crazy shit happens. And then, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, the guy in the front commits suicide by slitting his throat. And boy, I got to tell you, I lost this bet. I had an Exacta box on the second and third person in the Human Centipede. It's an Exacta box joke. By the way, I want to start sayings like front of the pede and back of the pede. For instance, you could say, oh man, I just tested positive for the Rona. It's a real back of the pede kind of day. Or I just got the coronavirus vaccine. It's a real front of the pede kind of the day. This is the coronavirus vaccine Human Centipede public health announcement right now. Get the vaccine. It works. It'll save your life probably. Because here's the thing about being the front of a human centipede. It's a pretty minor issue. Would your life really be that much worse right now if you ended up at the front of a human centipede? With all the stuff that's going on in 2020, becoming the front of a human centipede to the list is like a minor issue. It's just not that bad. If I was a human centipede on a Friday, I'd be detached on Saturday, and I'd be back to work on Monday. And when I got back to work on Monday, I'd ask for a raise based on my leadership experience that I gained on Friday. There's very little difference between a leadership seminar and being the front of a human centipede. That's all for me. Have a front of the pede kind of week. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Greg Matthews. Thanks for the inspirational talk. I'm gonna crush it this week and shit in my coworkers' mouths. That's how I'm gonna do it. Our next meeting coming up. Chicago guy, you could probably, you've seen him on this mic before. Great dude, regular of Reeds, Kevin Cullum.
Hey, regular at Reeds. Remember Reeds?
Yeah.
That's where we are. Remember every place we went to 9 months ago? Is it still there? It's great. I love how we have to talk about businesses that may or may not be closed in the neighborhood that we live in, but we haven't left our house in 9 months. So we don't even know if we live in a neighborhood or a tower. Is this the Matrix? I don't know. Netflix is still coming in, so it's fine. That's where we are. We're now at the point where the vaccine is coming. And you're going to have a new thing that everyone gets mad about. It's whether or not you get a vaccine, or what type of vaccine do I have to have, or do I have the designer chic vaccine? Are you just getting the lame Walmart vaccine? What a fucking loser. You got Johnson & Johnson? We're a Moderna family. Fuck off. Get a goddamn needle in your arm. Let's get back to, buying overpriced beers at concerts. That's another thing. How excited are you to go to a concert and know there's definitely going to be less assholes there? You want to know why? Because they're the ones that don't want anyone to have a vaccine and want to have their narcissism coughed onto people. And now they're just going to protest in the parking lot when you walk into an arena to see Metallica. They're gonna be like, I love Metallica, but I need to prove this point to my cousin on Facebook. And then, they're just gonna sit there in the parking lot, and you're gonna come out and they're gonna try and cough on you, and you'll be like, nah, dude, show was great. See you later. So that's where I am with things. Another thing I am is I love, it's a really great art form. It's called professional wrestling. I don't know if anyone's aware of it. It is an art. All right. A lot of people like to tell me it's not art. And usually they're the inverse of the people I was just talking about. They're like they're the people that take NPR as a lifestyle, and they want to tell me that it's fake. Do you know it's fake? Of course I know it's fake. It's not a matter of whether or not it's fake. Greg, what do you think Human Centipede's a real movie? Do you think it's a real fucking movie? Do you know that? I mean, people are eating ass. That's real. But are we eating ass that much? I don't know. But here's the thing. I know it's not, and I love it, and I love it no matter what. And I was yelling about this at a bar, and someone was yelling at me about it. They tried to tell me WrestleMania, more like Beatlemania, and I chopped him across the chest before he could finish the sentence. Dead wrong, dude. Okay, here's the thing. Beatles are rock stars. They're rock stars. I don't deny that. But get a load of this. I don't know whose mics are on. I'm going to say a man's name. You're going to hear this name, and you're going to make a noise when I say this name. Okay, and this man is a rock star. His name is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! See what happened there, Pat? Pat Griffin? I said Ric Flair, and people went, woo. Woo is also a sound you make after great sex, okay? That is a sound associated with a man's name. If Ringo fucking Starr walked into this Zoom right now, no one makes a goddamn peep. And no one wanted to fuck Ringo. You didn't want to fuck Ringo. You fucked Ringo to get to John, to Paul, to George. You were climbing your way up the Beatlecock ladder. Let's be honest here, all right? Meanwhile, Ric Flair's got North and South Carolina named after him because it's called Flair Country on account of all the illegitimate children he doesn't fucking know about. That's how much of a rock star. We all want to have sex with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Every single one of us. I don't care where you land on the Kinsey scale. The Rock is at the top of the scale, all right? That's it. He raises his eyebrow. I smell what he's cooking. I at least have to touch it. I owe it to him for the years of entertainment he has given generations. But this is why I ruin holidays and I yell about these things. Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Kevin, were you on the radio last night?
I was on the radio yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I caught that. I was actually
you.
I was driving by Reed's local, and you were on the radio, and Reed's was there still and open. And actually, last week I got a bottle of Old Crow from there.
Hell
This is
yeah,
an
dude.
actual Reed's bottle of Old Crow, just so everybody knows. They're open. You could order on their website for delivery for takeout. It's really fucking cold, but if it's not this cold, you could go drink in their little back patio. Could fit maybe a handful of people.
Love Melissa. Love all those people. So excited to be back there drinking sometime soon.
Reed's local, good place.
Great people, man. Great
we're gonna
people.
go back there and we're gonna do this in person. And
Dude, that first night back. Oh my god.
Oh, we are all gonna hit on Christine so hard.
Yeah, Mark, you got to make it a pre-buy. You got to that's a mic where people
Yeah.
should have to pay to be on the mic. I don't mind saying that out
I,
loud.
I think we might do that. Just make a drink package or something, or local Chicago people. Maybe we do a lock-in. We just lock.
Yeah, get a lock-in.
Here's the price of admission. You
Go for
have to
20.
praise the Lord.
You have to. It's the church. The lock-in. We're gonna do it. I don't know. We'll see. Everybody get vaccinated so we can do something cool like that.
If it's
Our
a
next
real
meeting-
lock-in, we're doing hand jobs under sleeping bags. That's what's happening, baby.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Your head's gonna be in a glass of water while you sleep.
Oh, I tossed it off to you, Quaslow.
Quaslow is here. I'm just gonna. He doesn't need an introduction. He's in some psychedelic acid trip right now. But please welcome.
Oh my god.
Cobb Squad.
Squad.
Kevin, you've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Get ready for the rock on my cock. Been holding that in for a second.
An otherwise classic. God bless.
Yeah, this pandemic. Remember when this pandemic first started and people found out that it started in China and used that as an excuse to be real fucking racist? Like, people stopped eating at Chinese restaurants because the virus came from China. Let me let you guys in on a little secret. Nothing you have ever ordered from a Chinese restaurant was Chinese. Okay? These leeks are from Indiana. Crab Rangoon is from San Francisco. Eat up. Okay? Of course it's not real. We found a way to fry cream cheese and seafood and make ourselves more cultured. Okay? If anything we ordered was authentic, maybe we could agree on the name of that chick in general. I hate when people say divorce is sad. I think divorce is fucking beautiful. Getting a divorce is like getting a tumor removed without anesthetic. Like, it hurts, but it is going to save your life. And I know this because I had my parents, okay? If my parents didn't get divorced, I am sure one of them would have killed the other. But we have divorce, so they got to die on their own.
Yeah.
Like God intended. My dad was married twice. My dad was in two 14-year marriages.
Oh.
Yeah, second time. Look, both of them probably could have been called after 5. Okay. The second time was crazy though, because like my dad loves cats, right? Loved him his whole life. One time I talked to him about playing with a friend of mine's cat, and he had a bigger smile than the time I graduated college. And I had to watch this man pretend to give a shit about a dog for 14 years.
Oh.
Do you know how pissed he must have been that it outlived the marriage? Especially because that little fucker was 3 when it started. Like, don't get me wrong, I like dogs, but at some point they are supposed to die. All right, a dog is not supposed to live long enough to get a master's degree. It doesn't happen. And I know this because pugs exist. I don't think pugs are cute. I'll say it. You know what I think is cute? Animals that can breathe.
I get it.
By the way, I also think that if your parents are still together, if you're an adult and your parents are still together, you should have to go to war. And it's not like I think you'd be a better soldier. You're just more expendable, okay? We don't need you. If you've never thought that you were the reason your parents are fighting, you are the reason a customer service rep quit. That's like, if you've never felt like a complete worthless piece of shit, it's because you are one. Like, you don't have enough confidence in your life. Sure, you're capable of self-love, but you are also capable of screaming at a cashier because you think it's their fault the store is out of Q-tips. Bye, everybody. Praise the Lord.
Hey,
Yeah, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. I
Praise
love
the
that.
Lord.
I love that our own personal Lord and Savior has reached Adam Quazzo, that he's been converted.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a big deal.
Oh, no, I never said it was your Lord and Savior.
Oh, okay. Dark Lord Satan. Dark Lord Satan.
Praise
So,
him.
we're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna do the fastest minute in comedy. The first 5 comedians have dropped out. I'm not gonna post the list. If you've done this before, you do a minute and I bounce to the next comic that I could find on the list. And if I skip you, just yell and then I'll jump back to you. It's fine. It's fun. You've all done this. We have 13 comics still, or not still, but to go up for this. So this will be a fun one. It'll be a hyper one. The regulars will help keep the energy going with me. Is
Cool.
Shanklin here? I don't think Shanklin's still here. He's not still here, right?
Oh, come on. We got to keep that. We got to keep it shanked up, dude.
He's not getting shanked. We're not getting shanked tonight, but we're getting Ryland. Ian Ryland Smith. Go, 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 go,
Oh,
go,
fastest
go,
minute.
Go,
This
go,
is gonna
go.
be more like the slowest minute in comedy. Oh, I just got my blanket out of the dryer. That's why I'm invisible right now. And I'm good and warm. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not sick or anything, but I'm feeling pretty good. That's probably why I'm feeling pretty good, is because I'm not sick or anything. But yeah, I've been thinking of Shark Tank a lot, mostly because I've been watching Shark Tank. And well, this is gonna take a lot more than a minute to explain. So I'm just gonna wait until my minute is up. I'm not gonna stop talking because you never stop like a shark. Sharks never stop.
Do your
You
time,
just
bro.
have to keep going until you die. That's when you stop. You stop when you die. That's how a shark works. I'm like a shark. I don't stop until I'm dead. Okay? So whenever it is that I'm supposed to die, with the slowest minute in comedy. We're in the slowest minute. The slowest minute in comedy. Slow.
Go, Pat Griffin. Go, 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 go.
I'm 79 and
Yeah.
the ratings are going. I'll be 85 by Christmas. My kids don't want me to drive. They strap me in the back seat facing backwards. That's called reverse parenting.
Yeah, Dan Wiener, go, 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 go.
Oh shit, here we go. Man, you guys know since COVID started, I've been trying to find ways to occupy my time. Anyway, I created an app. Yeah, I created an app. It's called Scat Chat. Yeah, it's about people shitting in really weird places, like I don't know, like on top of a bicycle seat or maybe on the hood of a cop car. Yeah, it's a real kind of gag type of app, if you know what I mean. But anyway, it's going to be dropping tomorrow after lunch. Okay. Hey, by the way, I had the whitest dream ever. I dreamt and I fantasized in my dreams that Phil Collins, one of the best rhythmic drummers of all time, joined the band of Chicago, and they all got along and they all got together and played songs, and I still couldn't dance to it. Hey, I apologize for being white. That's all I can do. Thanks a lot.
Go, 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 go.
I don't know. I've been told I change my mind as often as I change my underwear. And that's never, because I'm very ride or die. And also, yeah, I have a lot of urinary tract infections. You know, it just happens. Is it weird that I'm
life.
Yeah, is it weird that I'm still texting the guy I was hooking up with pre-COVID? Not like it, just we're just like still texting. He doesn't know my last name. He doesn't like me. I should stop this. He doesn't like me. What am I doing? I don't know. Let me tell you, pre-COVID, I got laid like all the time. And by what I mean when I say all the time, yeah, I mean like every 3 months. So for me, that's like all the time. Yeah. Afterwards, I'd always be like, thanks, see you next quarter. Boop, 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 boop,
GQ.
Yeah, Jailu.
Okay, I don't understand why they call it the cloud storage. A cloud can disappear anytime without a trace, right? So recently we know the Dow and S&P 500, they peaked. I bought stocks too, but unfortunately my stocks doesn't peak, but my weight peaked. I was hoping I can get older and wiser, but unfortunately I'm only getting older and wider. But recently I hear a song, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. So now I know what to do. I will hold the watermelon above my head. And when it says watermelon sugar high, I will lift it. That's my new exercise. Thanks, that's my time.
Yeah, go, Gio Wagner.
So I don't know if you have a lot of hunters in the audience, but I dropped my first deer. Got it in one hit. Does anybody know where I can get a new car? I got it. So I got a rental car, and they're so nice. They give you, 2 sets of keys on one chain. So that spare doesn't really do you any good if you lose the first one. And the fob is bigger than the car. Got a little car in this huge fob. It's like, shit, how am I supposed to get in the car when it doesn't fit? That's my time.
Yeah, Mark McFly, go.
Guys, I'm trying out a new style. Apparently, to become a successful comedian, you got to lean into your stereotypes. What's up, Holmes? Nah, man, what's going on? So I recently lost 30 pounds.
No.
Don't celebrate, okay? Because you know what the first thing I did this morning? How to gain 40 pounds. It's fucking cold outside. I need the body weight, man. It's serious. And it was a huge mistake. I should have never put that anywhere in my phone, because now all the advertisements that are popping up are food related. Squat proof yoga pants. I keep getting ads for Taylor Swift's new album. I was like, who the fuck have I become? Marvin Flyo.
Yeah, I'm bumping back to Chris. Let's go. Oh, wait, did I do it right? No. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Yeah, go. No, he's not. His video's not started. I don't know what's going on. I'll go back to him. We'll go to Seth Raven. Go.
I went to a comic book store recently, and they were selling Wonder Woman merchandise. Well, when you think of Wonder Woman, you generally think of what? Well, generally, when you think of Wonder Woman, you think of like, overcoming sexism, female empowerment, not being pigeonholed by, such stereotypes as women in the kitchen. And what did I find? Wonder Woman cooking utensils for cooking in the kitchen. I thought that was weird, but I was curious to see what else they had, like Aquaman fishing nets or Daredevil Viewmaster. And I left the store not buying anything, but if they had the Punisher family picnic set, I might have been interested. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Seth Raven. We'll go to Ying Vigilant. Is she still here? No, wait, she's gone. She's gone. Oh no. Where am I? Greg Matthews is here. I see his face. There, go, Greg Matthews. Go.
It's the holidays. Christmas is coming up, and then we're gonna have New Year's, and we're starting all these new traditions because we have kids. But my favorite New Year's tradition is Googling whether Casey Kasem is alive or dead. Now, I would never hit a kid, but I get it. Before I had kids, I was like, arrest them. It's never acceptable to hit a kid. Now that I have kids, I'm like, the parent was probably wrong, but let's just hear the parent out first. See what they have to say about it. When I was in elementary school, I went to a Catholic elementary school, and we had this computer class. And this is computer class, let's say 6th grade, 1990. And there was this computer program that they let us play with. And what you would do is you would type in your name, and it would do things to your name. It would like spell your name backwards. It would spell your name in Pig Latin, and it would spell your name in Polish. But all it would do is add ski to the end of your name. So I was like Greg Matthews Ski. And there's this kid named Mark Towowski, and it would just change his name to Mark Towowski Ski. That's Catholic education for you.
Yeah. Go. Kevin, where'd he go? Where'd Kevin Collum go? Kevin Collum, did you leave? Kevin just left right when he's about to go up. I don't see Kevin anymore. So Chris, if you could go up, we'll try to get Chris Kiastko up. I don't know either. You're having trouble with your video. What I can do is put myself. Chris, can you talk? No. Well, everybody, that was a weird ending. A couple of people left right at the end, and we had some tech problems. But thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. I hope to see everybody that we can in person very soon. Come by to Chicago and see us at Reed's Local when we can and get it all going. See you next.